conversation. We got Ripp here today. This is Creating Conversation. Who is Lil Ripp? You know, what do you define yourself by? Like,
it's a young man trying to make it out of Tacoma, Washington, a small town in the Northwest. That the underdog town, the underdog city. You know, just a whole town full of underdogs. Is another one trying to get our name heard, trying to get my name heard, my voice heard.
how long you been rapping?
I've been rapping under the table since I was in like 8th grade, 7th, like basically middle school. I used to do it out my grandma's garage on the east side of Tacoma. I started putting myself out there like 11th grade, like junior year in high school. I made that decision to push myself publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Friends started pushing, and then we just created a team called Money Class.
Okay. So tell me about Money Class. That's MKF.
Yeah,
Okay.
we changed it from Money Class to MKF so that people would know that it's not just a group, because everybody started asking like, sign me to Money Class. I'm like, bro, it's more like a brotherhood type thing. Like, we kind of grew up and chill together, so it's kind of hard to tell people no, so we just added that F and made it Money Class Family now.
Okay. Why rap? Like, you know, there's different avenues, you know what I'm saying? We could really express ourselves, you know what I'm saying? What drew you to rap?
I used to watch a lot of Philly dudes. I used to watch battle rap, the little Philly dudes. I used to watch Reed Dollars and Kaboom and them.
I mess with Reed Dollars.
So I used to watch them a lot. So I was into the battle rap scene, and I got into the art of it, the song making and stuff like that.
So you started out battle rapping?
That's how I started watching and getting like intrigued and stuff like that.
But you did some battle raps though before.
I did one.
One? Okay.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like
I mean, we won, but I didn't.
It wasn't
like,
your.
it wasn't my lane.
Okay. But making songs and making music, that's what you love doing. Okay. As far as like influences, I hear a lot of like Tupac interviews in your on your mixtapes. So what does he bring to the table?
I point out Pac because there's lack of realism in music. That's what I feel. There's not enough speakers like in today's music industry. So Pac was like the last speaker that actually touched on every single subject, and he like touched you with his music. So that's why I put Pac. I try to touch people with my music at the same time, blend it in with like today's style. Yeah. Because today's music is different than the 90s. But I listen to a lot of 90s rap, like Wu-Tang. They're a big influence. 36 Chambers. That's probably my favorite album.
How do you feel about signing? You know, because you're an independent artist, right?
Yeah.
So as an independent artist, you kind of you are your own entity. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do on your own. Everything is, you push your stuff whenever you want to push it. Do you like having that control? And can you see yourself signing with a label?
It's like a seesaw. Like, if you don't got the right team, then it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
If you got the right team doing independent, it's gonna go up.
Yeah.
So being in Atlanta and being in a label situation with Universal, I just learned they were just picking at me. Like, and it just made me realize that I don't have a solid team. I have a group of homeboys, feel me? So when I came back, I just spread that knowledge on everybody. And I mean, I don't have no problem signing with a label.
Yeah.
It's just, I just want to keep my creative rights and like my publishing. Like, the deal that I got is 100% publishing, but it's on the back end. It's not as an artist. Yeah. So I'm kind of like trying to work my way in there and know more before I sign that paper. Yeah. Because I can see like how they mess people over in the long run. Like, if you don't know what you're doing
and you just sign, you can just sign your life.
Most people, how they get people is people who need it, who like need it then and there, and they just want to change their life.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They really want the fame, so they're gonna sign it. But I don't know. I feel I'm young enough to like work my way up and learn more before I do sign. What I like try to inspire people on doing music out here is like really get into it, not just go in the room making a song. Like be a registered musician. Yeah. Because when you do submit your song, when I was in that meeting and I wasn't registered, they looked at me and basically told me like, so I could take your song and you can't do nothing about it.
Nothing about it, yeah.
And you really can't unless you're a registered musician and all your lyrics are published under you. Okay. And everything's copywritten. So that would be one.
Your word of advice for any young rappers.
Any young rappers that don't want their music took, stolen.
Yeah. Look into the camera and say that.
Yeah, if any of you rappers out here in Tacoma, Washington want to take it serious, I suggest you get licensed and registered under BMI ASCAP. No joke. No BS.
That's education, you know what I'm saying? This is not something that normally people just know. You know what I'm saying? You're people in high school that are just starting to rappers, they don't really know stuff like that. So this is kind of the stuff that we wanted to get out and educate our audience, educate your fans, anybody that you can touch. Welcome to Creating Conversation. We got a cast of good Tacoma individuals, man. We just here chopping it up, having some conversation, man. This nigga got some shoes that I really need. What's up, Darnell? I need those.
No, I can't have it, bro. You want to talk about the playoffs? How Deli Dove is locking up?
Deli Dove?
You got the Warriors? Cleveland?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
What do you mean? I understand you putting up 40 every game. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Light 40.
Going with the Warriors too? If I was putting money, if I was gonna put money on the Warriors, hands down.
This is the beginning of this pre-series.
My money puts money on the Cavs. Yeah, but at the same time, Kyrie's gone, baby. As of right now, I'm going Warriors.
As of right now?
It is, bro.
As of right now.
Like 2-1, you're still staying Warriors?
Like a little bitch.
But can you keep it up for 7 games?
It's not going to go 7
That's what I'm
games.
saying.
Yeah, it's not.
He's the king. It's going to 6 games.
If they win the next game, it's a wrap, bro.
King James in 6. That's all I got to say.
Hey, this nigga JR might be one of the dumbest niggas in the league, bro. He be doing.
Don't slash.
He slash. Bruh, some dumb ass fouls, my nigga. He had 3 back to back, bruh.
I was laughing. He did that.
I'm waiting for Shaq and the Fool next season, my nigga, just so I can see JR.
Some people got that little B curse.
It's that mall.
That's that little B curse. I ain't seen a nigga cook yet.
He cursed KD first.
Yeah,
then injured. Then he cursed Harden. It was a wrap.
How's he cursing?
Oh, because they didn't pay respect to his cooking.
He told James Harden that he has to acknowledge he got the cooking game for Lil B, and Lil B started. And James Harden didn't say nothing and then start doing it. How do you think he curses? I'm not trying to find out. That's not.
How you niggas feel about Young Thug, man? Let's we talking about music.
Hey, I heard he be with them shooters though.
I can see that. T.I. was like, don't talk about that nigga.
I heard he got like 7 bodies.
Wayne's bust.
Hey, he made me game. Niggas is shooting with fingernail polish.
I heard after he's popping niggas, he's painting the fingernail polish on him. That's how you know.
That's his trademark. That's his bad. That's his.
I bite my shirt.
Get out.
After he kills somebody, he's gonna sit there. Nah, he got his niggas doing it. His niggas is doing it. So you got Thugger was here. Right in the fingernail polish.
Bro, the state of hip hop is I don't know where it's going with niggas like
I'm about to start rapping. That's where
it's all swag.
It's
all swag.
And trap beats, swag and trap beats.
If I can get something and
If it gets you moving.
it got me like this.
If you got 20 chains on,
Have you heard them 3 Migos?
but I'm just come on. Damn, horrible. I'm saying they're not winning no awards or anything. The people that win the awards are really not.
I seen them win. Nah.
Iggy?
People that winning them awards or them
Iggy?
that transfer. People that winning awards are the people that are going mainstream. that are transferring
I
over.
say J. Cole is doing it how it's supposed to be done.
What happened with the track that you niggas got?
Oh, we got we got
Because I heard that.
We started this in 2010, you know.
Okay.
Since then, we had a couple mixtapes, and then my man Abdul got fired twice.
You say you got what?
Stop. He got fired. We came out with the remix of Lil Wayne and Drake.
Yeah.
It's real. Avery didn't feel good about it, so we had to go back to contracts. So he dropped Gaddy for a little bit.
So tell me what you got going like as far as geographics, cause you know I see you're part-time in town. You know you're still in Tacoma from time to time. I know you got the Atlanta ties. I know you're in California from time to time. So I just seen you in Pittsburgh too, right? So what do you got going on? You on the move?
I just like going because I feel like if I'm here, then I'm stuck here. Not necessarily like stuck here, but there's just like, I don't know. I just be trying to see different things. I like moving. So Atlanta, that's a big move for me. My whole family's out there. My whole dad's side of the family. I just got tuned with my dad, you know, after growing up without him. So
okay, so you just recently reconnect with Pops.
Yeah,
and
like for sure, like rocking now.
Okay, you guys is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that interaction like? How was that like after? Cause you didn't know him at all.
Nah, not really. I mean, I met him like once or twice, and like, I mean, he came around a couple times, but 21 years. Like,
Yeah. No, it's nothing.
This is my first actual like conversation. Like me and you were talking.
Yeah.
This is my first conversation like with him.
Okay.
Knowing him and trying to see like who he is, stuff like that.
Wow. So, was it like? Did you reach out? He reach out? How was it? Like,
I mean, my mom's told me to reach out because she was just like, it's a better move for me musically and like get over the hump. And, I mean, it's your pop, so
yeah. When you went out to Atlanta and you were staying there for a little bit, what did it open your eyes to as far as musically?
Their hometown chemistry that this side lacks a little bit.
Okay. Like the coming together of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like not coming together, but just like supporting anything to come. Anything.
Yeah.
Because they got a lot of artists, no names. They got a lot of weak artists. They got a lot of cool artists. They got a lot of hot artists. But their radio, their clubs, they can stay around that city and make money.
Yeah.
Because they're willing to pay for people like that are doing music out in Atlanta. And I love that.
Yeah.
Going out there, being in an all black community who supports all black everything.
Yeah.
Like anything black, they're going for it.
It's a Black Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they call it.
If you had to describe your music, the music you love to make, like you said, West Coast, how would you describe it? Because is it party? Is it lyrical? Is it MC? Is it you know? How would you describe?
I feel like my music's like when everybody asks me that, I just tell them it's like vibing music. Like you're always gonna vibe with my music. Like you're always gonna feel where I'm coming from on that song. Like whatever song I make. I don't actually have like a specific thing that I always go to when I get in the studio. I just go through some beats and whatever one catches my mind, I just go with and I vibe to it.
Okay.
I mean, you know, we do the whole thing, you know, roll up some weed, go get some bottles from the store or something like that, and just really just vibe out. Have a good time in the studio while we're in there.
What's your end game then as far as what you want to accomplish as an artist and as giving back to the town that produced you?
I want to bring more light here.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of A&Rs just walking around looking for artists to sign. So they have that in Atlanta.
Okay.
So when they ask me, and what's funny, a huge name that's like buzzing on the underground is a group called I'll Fight You.
Where they out from?
They're from Tacoma.
Okay.
But when I was in Atlanta, in that listening session, when I said I was from Tacoma, they asked about them.
Really?
Yeah. So that kind of sparked my mind. Like, all right, so we starting to get a little bit of recognition.
A little bit of buzz.
Yeah. So that pumped me up too. My main goal is to just like educate everybody so that when that light does come here, people know what to do with it.
This is Creating Conversation, and we are here in the store, collab. I have the owners here, business partners. We have Pittman, Marvin Scott. I just want to get into the store and how it came about.
Earlier, Adrian was talking about the print shop, how we come in, we print, we do all this stuff, and we just have this network of artists and everything that we kind of get together with, and we just all come up with ideas, end up printing shirts, putting our own brands. All of us have our own brands, so we put that stuff together. We were just up in here talking about it one day, opening up a shop and bouncing names off of each other, and just all of a sudden, naturally, since everybody collaborates, brings everything together, it just became such a natural thing to just call the store Collab.
Let's talk about the design of the actual shop and what went into going in. Let's talk about the floor, because that's my favorite part about being here is when I look down, I see a bunch of familiar things and familiar faces in these news clippings. What was the idea behind that?
We actually, it started off, me and Adrian trying to figure out a more cost-effective way to do the floor. Mm-hmm. So we had an idea. Marvin sent me a text one night about an idea that his cousin had did with some pictures. We tried it, it didn't work. And then Lydia, who's hiding back behind the camera, is one of my artists. She came to me and was like, hey, what about this idea of putting newspaper down on the floor? And my response basically was, well, let's try it and see what it looks like. At first, it was this piece here and piece there and piece there, and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work. And next thing you know, once it all started to come together, I just kind of fell in love with it, and it's different. Mm-hmm. So when you walk in the door, it catches your eye. I feel as though it sets us apart from a lot of the other smaller shops in Tacoma, you know. But it's something that kind of people come in and they can feel as though they're really a part of the store because they walk around, they read, like you said, the articles and all of that stuff, and we just think that it's a good look for us. Yeah, I really like this back wall. How did that come about?
So one of the things that he's leaving out with this is most of the stuff that you've seen there was a big idea of trying to recycle a lot of stuff that we put in here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of work went into finding recycled wood and stuff like that. Okay. And then creating what you see now, because people don't realize that you don't always have to go out and spend top dollar to get the top dollar wood. Mm-hmm. If you take the time and really work at something that you're passionate about, you can create a piece of art. And that's what we want with this store, is for people to come in and feel the art behind what's going on here. Rare Breed, the brand. Mm-hmm.
How did that come about, and what is Rare Breed? Where did the name come from?
That name got established in 2006 is where it started. Like I said, I coached, and one of my buddies, he was coaching the track team, and he was like, we need something different. And I came up with that name, Rare Breed. And then over the years, I kind of let it go. And over the years, it's kind of applied to, you know, me and then the people that I surround myself with. Just a different type of person. Yeah. You know, I don't believe in ordinary. So my thing is trying to get people to do things to the best of their ability, getting people to be true to who they really are, you know, with like I said, with the art that goes in here. All of the pieces on the wall are all original. The floor, working with the Dumb Jocks guys, LuQuam and Dre, with Adrian, just everybody has their own mindset, their own identity, and I feel as though that, you know, it's people that I consider to be rare, young, successful businessmen and women. So that's who I try and help in trying to get to go forward in this world, just to be successful. You know, I try and apply that with my kids, just to be different. Don't fit in that mold that everybody expects you to be in. You know, go out, if you want it, go out and get it.
Yeah.
You know, the only way you're gonna get it is to work hard in it and to believe in it. And that's one thing that I've always taught, I've always stayed behind. And, you know, as we continue to go forward with this shop, like I keep telling these guys, we're going to do more.
Yeah. Where's the location of this store currently? Where are we at?
We are at 8808 Pacific Ave in Tacoma. So the famous, across from the famous Calico Cat, unfortunately, but but we're in Tacoma, trying to stay local and continue to represent the town.
As you go and you travel and you see certain things, new things, you're on tour with different artists and stuff, you bring that back to Tacoma. How does it open up your eyes to how you approach the game, how you approach relationships moving forward? How have you grown in the past 6 months?
You just grow as you go, I guess.
Yeah.
Like every time I go somewhere, like I find something new about myself.
Okay.
Because I have to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
What do you mean sacrifice?
like you said, I'm young.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't work. Like,
Okay.
I don't have no job. I get paid off music, 100% off music, endorsements, sponsors, and that's how I've been getting by.
Your own company.
So, yeah, I have my own store too. So, I mean, I plan on opening one out in Atlanta.
Okay.
But that's beside the fact. That's on some business stuff.
Yeah.
But just like growing, I feel like me as a person, I'm just like growing I'm evolving into my own. Like I don't make the same music I used to make. My music is more like in depth and mature to where
Versus like your first project that you put on
like
that
I listened to my first project and it's hella immature.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when people play this shit. Like it's dope that people fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like when I was out at Wazoo, I just had a show at Wazoo, Washington State University. Man, they was showing up for me. They was pulling up albums from like, or mixtapes from like when I was in like 10th grade.
Sheesh.
And my homie Jordan was on one of the songs. Jibrel.
Hey, I gotta hear that verse, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta hear that verse.
He was on one of the songs, but it just like made me listen to the song and it was just like,
That's my son.
it was like, damn, like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like, not what was I thinking, but like,
But where was I at this
feel
point?
me? Like, what was I doing? Like, I was in just getting tattoos every day. I was getting tatted every day, smoking weed.
Yeah.
Feel me? Just like living life. Now it's just like, I look at it as a business. From every place that I've been, all the artists I've been around, I'm like, all right, I'm in my grandma's garage. This nigga's on a fucking stage in front of 20,000 people getting paid $30,000 a show. How's he do that?
Yeah.
So then you just kind of figure out the ways on, and you do your research.
Okay.
So that's really how I grow, and it's kind of overwhelming when you don't have a label to push you, and everything's coming out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
And you don't work. So it's like all the money that you get, you're investing right back in.
Right back in. The pressure is there.
Yeah.
And it's how does the pressure make you feel, and how do you respond to it? You know what I'm saying?
Many times I want to quit. I done cried.
For real?
Yeah, hell yeah, already. It'll break you down.
Yeah.
It'll break you down when you out there. Like, I told my mom, like, after this, I'm leaving, like, to Atlanta.
Okay.
Like, on some type of shit. Like, I'm leaving. Like, I gotta further myself and grow. Because if I stay here, I'm not gonna grow. I'm gonna grow with people in the same rate. Like, I feel like I know I'm a leader. So it's like, to show people is different than to tell people. So as soon as I went to Atlanta, people seen my homeboy seen I was serious.
Yeah.
Feel me? There ain't no more kicking it every day. Like,
Every day, nah.
Rip's not around every day. What is Rip doing? Like, nigga, I'm FaceTiming you in Atlanta, networking in the studio out here with some A&Rs. Feel me? You want to do this with me, and we together, like, let's get on the same page.
Let's
type
get on
shit.
the same move.
So that elevates everything.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, but when you're out there by yourself, feel me? And I don't work out there. So when you're out there hustling, investing off of music, you really gotta maintain your pockets. It really makes you think about everything.
I feel like when people get to a certain age, like maybe like middle 20s, and they're not at the spot where they feel like they thought that they would be at that specific moment, they start feeling sorry for themselves, or they start, you know, doing stuff like, if I'm in that position, and I'm honestly, I wanted to be rich right now. I wanted to be, you know, I see people around me being rich. I want to be rich too, but it's not all really about money, but it's still at the same time that the riches is.
It's about being happy.
Yeah.
Like, not like that, but not to sound like cliche or corny.
No,
but that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
like,
I hear you.
If you're comfortable with what you're doing, you're happy with what you're doing, you're gonna keep doing it. Like when I was in, like when I said my music was very immature, I'm listening to my music, I hear myself talking about being a millionaire the next year.
Yeah.
Feel me? Here I am, 22. I ain't no damn millionaire.
Yeah.
I be listening like, damn, did I fail? Like,
Exactly.
But then I look at the artists in the game, and like some people don't even. It don't happen overnight.
Bruh, a lot of these
They be
artists,
like 25, 26, like
even older than that.
yeah.
A lot of
these
these
had to reinvent itself
to really make it. Like a lot of these artists are getting put that like have built up a fan base and did it kind of the right way, the way you're doing it. I feel like independently, they're not getting put out there till like about 20, 27, something like that, 28. Like first time I heard Dom was probably like 26, and then like Dom right now probably like 30. You know what I'm saying? Nip's like 30. You know what I'm saying? People just don't know because they haven't really been on the scene for like 10 years when they were 16 or something like that. But it's all about a process. I just want to thank you for being a part of this. And where can the people find your music? And
rippmkf.com. All my handles are the same. Twitter, rippmkf. Instagram, rippmkf. RIPPMKF. I'm gonna keep everybody updated. I'm gonna keep moving. That's just what I do. I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
So
do that. All right, brother. Appreciate it.
I'm on my laptop researching that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if it's a passion. I don't know if it's just a phase, but maybe somewhere down the line there's going to be somewhere for me to take a big stride and a big step into that arena.
Creating conversation.